All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol. Govinda Das Kavirāja ki jai. Namo Krishna Pradaya Krishna Prasthaya Buddhale Shmati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadesha Oh boy. Whee. So, Hare Krishna everybody. Welcome to our hilarious attempt to sing Bengali bhajans. So adjust the sound for speech. This is a very nice bhajan. Bhajan means worship. So when we do kirtan, we're chanting the holy name together. But when we do bhajan, it means a more thoughtful, artistic exploration of the nuances of the bhakti rasa. So this song, very nice song by Govinda Das Kavirāja. He's one of our predecessor acharyas in the lineage, Vaishnava lineage from Lord Chaitanya. And he says, Bhajahu re mana śrī-nanda-nandana abhaya-caraṇāravinda re. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, Sri Krishna, which make one fearless. Durlabha mānava-janama sat-saṅge, taroho bhava-sindhu re. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Śīta, ātapa, bāta, bariṣaṇa, dina, jāminī, jāgi re. Day and night I remain sleepless, suffering heat and cold, wind and rain. Biphale, sevinu, kṛpaṇa, durajana, chapala sukha labha lagi re. For a bit of flickering happiness I have vainly served wicked and miserly men. Dhana, jovana, putra, parijana, te kiache paratiti re. What assurance of real happiness is there in all one's wealth, youth, sons, and relatives? Kamala dala jala jivana talamala, Bhajahū hari pada niti re. This life totters like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore you should always worship the lotus feet of Sri Hari. Shravana kirtana smarana bandana pada sevinu dasyare. Govinda Das longs to hear the glories of Lord Hari, chant his glories, constantly remember him, offer him prayers, serve his lotus feet. Pujana Sakhi Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dāsa abhilāṣa re. Become his servant, worship him, serve him as a friend, and completely offer him his very self. So this is the whole philosophy of the esoteric teaching wrapped up in one little song, 4 verses. Which means that it's not really very complicated. Anyone can understand. Anyone can do also. Because we're doing these things anyway. We're doing anyway. Like he says, Bhajahu re mana. We're worshiping. We're serving. But what are we worshiping and serving? Right now we're worshiping things in this material world. Thinking that, oh, if I can just get a nice family, nice job, nice house, nice car, blah, 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 then I'll be happy. Huh? We're thinking all these temporary things will make us happy, but no. Actually, it simply leads to degradation of the soul. We have to serve cruel, miserly, wicked, heartless people. People who have no spiritual qualifications at all. So that's the way to a hellish condition of life. We all know this. That's why we're here. Why are we here? To associate with saintly persons. Sat-saṅge. Sat-saṅge means that we don't hang out with people who are interested in sense enjoyment, but we enjoy the association of sadhus. Sadhu means expert. Sadhu also means one who cuts. So what does a sadhu cut? He cuts off our desire for material enjoyment. Because we see that this urge or desire for material enjoyment and its pursuit are simply leading us into a hellish condition of life. We see that by the vision of the scriptures. It's very hard to see on your own. Practically speaking, you can't see because the acts and their results are separated in time. So for the ordinary conditioned soul, it's very difficult to establish a cause and effect correlation. But the scriptures give us the vision that as soon as we cultivate this sense enjoyment, then life becomes unbearable. We were talking about this last night in Dāsa. As soon as we cultivate desire for something outside of ourselves, the external energy, then it's like we separate ourselves. We separate ourselves into two parts. One part, the real self, the real consciousness. And then the other part is this false image that we project, this desire that we project on the material energy. And we think, oh, if I can just get my material desires, then I'll be happy. But even if we get what we desire, we're still not happy. Because we have not healed this split within ourselves. We haven't come back to our real self. Our real self is servant of Krishna. Not a forcible servant, but a voluntary servant. See, what is voluntary servant? That means love. When we love someone, we voluntarily serve them. Like we see this all the time with mothers and their children. The baby is crying in the middle of the night, and the mother gets up without any complaint and serves the child, the baby. How is this? In the material world, this never happens. No one serves someone else without some idea of profit. Yet we see in motherhood closest thing to unconditional love, which means service without any thought of reward. The service itself is beautiful. The service itself is rewarding, satisfying. So we don't need any additional reward. We're not doing it for the reward, we're doing it for the sweet taste of the service itself. This is real life. This is real pleasure. Because this pleasure is not conditional. It's not dependent on what the other person does that we're serving. Just like the baby may cry, the mother gets up and does whatever the needful, and then puts the child back to bed and goes back to sleep. And a few minutes later, the baby begins crying again. So again, she gets up and takes care like that. This is love. See? Service of Krishna is like that. Service of Krishna means we don't place any conditions that, Krishna, I'll serve you if you give me this or you do that or whatever. No, we say, Krishna, you're the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you deserve my service, whether or not you reciprocate or whether or not you respond or whether or not I get anything out of it at all. This is real service. This is real love. And when we do that out of our own free will, guess what happens? We heal that split within ourselves. Because we're always a servant. Anyway, either we're serving our wife or our husband or our children or our boss, or we're serving the economy, or we're serving the country, or we're serving society, or we're serving some sense desires, serving our own mind, some idea. I want to be perceived like such and such. I want people to see me with a certain image. And so we go to so much nonsense activities just to project a certain image. There's a whole company called Sharper Image. And what do? They sell these little doodads and trinkets and gadgets and whatchamacallits to improve your image. What? So people spend hundreds of dollars on this nonsense just to have, a lamp that's like cool looking instead of an ordinary lamp. The ordinary lamp gives light just the same.